ABC News World Headquarters in New York. This is World News Tonight Sunday.
Good evening, I'm Bob Woodruff. Still ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. A decades-old murder in the Deep South, and the young women trying to bring the suspects to justice 40 years later. There is renewed attention in Mississippi to a 40-year-old murder case that has never been resolved. 3 civil rights activists were murdered back in the summer of 1964 in Philadelphia, Mississippi. There are new calls for justice in the case, motivated in part by 3 high school girls who have made a documentary. Here's ABC's Nancy Weiner.
Ben Cheney was 11 years old when his brother James was killed. 40 years later, he's still waiting for justice.
I know who committed the crimes. The whole state knows who committed the crimes. It's not a secret.
James Cheney, Michael Schwerner, and Andrew Goodman went to rural Mississippi in the summer of '64 to register blacks to vote. On June 21st, they drove into the little town of Philadelphia, straight into an ambush.
They were arrested, literally turned over to the Klan and others. Beaten, shot, and killed, and then buried under a dam of dirt.
Congressman John Lewis remembers the long search for the bodies. The FBI identified nearly 24 conspirators, but the state refused to prosecute them for murder.
And now there's a growing movement of people saying that we should reopen these cases.
At the forefront of that movement are these high schoolers from Illinois who made a documentary about the case.
Law enforcement of Neshoba County was deeply involved in this conspiracy to commit murder.
Their documentary helped convince Congressman Lewis to introduce a resolution calling on the Justice Department to reopen its investigation.
It seems that we don't fit into this puzzle, but it's an issue that affects everybody. It's not specific to Mississippi.
And for the first time, blacks and whites in the town of Philadelphia have formed a coalition, urging the state attorney general to indict the suspects. He says he'll have an answer for them by summer's end. Nancy Weiner, ABC News, Washington.